Hey guys, it's Michael in Las Vegas. I wanted to, of course, take a few seconds and make this video. I'm going to label this my safety video, and it hasn't really been easy to come up with, considering the placement I have at Southern Nevada Children's First. I justify those remarks by saying that I may have mentioned in the past that the agency that I'm with tends to work with, initially was working with homeless, pregnant parenting, young adults. Provided a number of housing units for them. They kind of then like most nonprofits, they start picking up other things. In this particular case, they picked up a clinical component where they're doing some life skills and some other individual therapy to kind of deliver that comprehensive care that of course, the clients are needing. They started out in a very small storefront type office, maybe 3 suites. And when I first got affiliated with them or started working with them professionally, they were little more than maybe a classroom, some admin offices, did some intake, and for the most part, they would work with clients, these usually younger moms with kids, and essentially would cut checks for rent. And so, to give these kids a safe place to go. Once in a while, they would do some life skills and some other interventions with them, but for the most part, that's what it was. Well, they started to grow, and one of the things that they did is they purchased a purpose-built child care facility, which is immediately next door to one of our larger off-strip casinos, right behind the casino. And this facility was essentially built, designed, constructed for the most part for these casino workers to have their children there while the parents were working next door. So even though it's not technically part of the casino property, security was always there. It's built in extreme proximity to a tremendous amount of ongoing security. And so security in and of itself at this child care facility was never really a problem. Well, when that system kind of fell apart, or whatever the case may be, happened, Southern Nevada Children's First is either renting or has purchased this building. So with most purpose-built daycare facilities, you understand that there's a reception area and then, maybe multiple wings, multiple rooms, you get it. Usually one would consider that quite safe place as far as the boogeyman trying to come do something terrible. A lot of that infrastructure is there. They've added a key code to the front door, but in the vestibule, so you can't really get into the building proper without walking through, that kind of thing. I actually got locked out the other day on a Saturday, and nobody was responding to my text, and I essentially went home, stuck in the vestibule, in a banana. So it's pretty safe. So as I went around, I'm looking for safety things. I'm looking for things that concern me, and there's just nothing there. There's nothing about that I've seen the clients where they come in and they're obnoxious, and it's just nothing there. It's a very, very, very peaceful place to be. I've told Aaron, our instructor, I've told a number of people that of those 20 hours of my week that are the most calmest by far is when I'm at my placement. So as I was talking to staff, I said, hey, what's up with safety? What's up with safety? Anything going on that disturbs you, bothers you, anything you're worried about, anything I need to be aware of? And everyone just kept referring me to housing case management. And even though I work on the clinical side, therapy side, I went and talked to a couple of the housing case managers. And true to form, they had a couple good stories. And I think the safety concern for the agency is a little more than the way the clients interact with each other when in their housing units, and or how the clients interact with staff. Essentially what happens is this agency has renting, I'm sure, a number of apartment units, and say it's 2 bedrooms, then you'll have a mom, or it could be a dad with a kid, and then maybe a dad or a mom, and then, the other room, obviously male, female. And they're essentially, that's where they live, and their rent's taken care of, and there's there's that whole oversight where the agency has the right to go in and make sure that you're okay and not using drugs or sex or whatever. Well, the only security and safety problems that have been brought up to me since I've been there, and I've actually heard from other people in town and other people in my 9 to 5, is when an unscheduled home visit is completed by agency staff, and apparently they have the legal right to walk in with the key. They don't have to knock and announce. They could just go in. I mean, it's their property. Essentially, it's set up to where the clients are essentially homeless living in shelter, and we know that shelter staff doesn't have to, you know, knock on a door before they walk through a dormitory room or anything like that. And it's kind of the same thing, I guess, is legal inside these housing units. They have had a number of altercations with clients. Um, you know, do I think it's, so appropriate to just like walk into somebody's house? No, probably not. But there's rules. The rules are no sex. The rules are no guests. The rules are no, you name it. There's a bunch of rules. And when you walk in there at 2 o'clock in the morning and you see, your client there smoking a joint, which marijuana was illegal. And it's legal in Nevada now, but it was illegal for these clients on these properties. So they're smoking their weed, or they're doing their drugs, or they're sleeping with guys, or they're prostituting, whatever. This kind of goes on. Then it's always like a knockdown, drag out. Everybody wants to scream at the staff, and you have no right, and all this other stuff. Mind you, they had all the rights in the world when they were living there for free and didn't get caught. But the stories that they were telling me were just, some of them were extremely violent. The police are involved, guns are drawn, people getting tased or whatever. I don't know. It's just madness. And it just reminds me of the clients that we work with. A lot of the times the people that we work with are under functioning. They're under a lot of stress. Although most of the folks that work in my agency are not social workers. Anybody that works in the helping profession, and everybody's got hold on, let me close that door. My dogs are barking, telling me somebody's here. So sorry about that. So I just want to say that when we're working with clients in these types of fields, we have to understand that there's a lot of stress involved. A lot of times, the people who work in this field are not super educated. A lot of them are, very entry level, paper pushing, wanting to be good Christian type people-esque. And so I want to help people. And so they get these jobs, and without appropriate training, they put themselves in these situations where it's very unsafe. And I think that my admonition to you guys would be that just to remember the kind of clients that we work with. I mean, nobody ever woke up and said, "Oh, goody, I get to go apply for welfare," or "Thank goodness I'm homeless, I got to go live in somebody's apartment," or something. There's a lot of mental health. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of buttons that are easily pushed, and horrible things happen in a fraction of a moment. I think we've all witnessed that. And so my safety video essentially is to just to encourage everybody to try to just treat people with respect, be nice to people. Let's not take ourselves too seriously. And I guess if I had to pose a safety question, I would probably just kind of wonder if everybody's finding like some of the same things. If it's that interpersonal stuff, maybe some of the folks working in domestic violence shelters are getting some of that bleed over that could happen from relationships up. But I think it's just most of it is just the client mentality. And I got nothing against clients. I love clients. I've devoted my life to working with clients. I feel blessed every day that I do it. I'm not going to want to retire at all. I keep threatening to retire. I'm going to retire very soon, and I'm going to miss them. I really am. But I just want everybody to know that when clients find themselves either compulsed or through necessity having to look for services in some of our agencies, that it's never an easy thing for them, and that we kind of really need to step back and kind of make sure we're doing our own personal assessment and making sure that we're treating people right, because we just don't know. We don't know what kind of day they've had. We don't know what people are capable of. We don't know what kind of victimization has been taking place. And the last thing we want to do is reoffend and harm these people and put them in a situation where we're causing them to go to jail or something, where if we'd have maybe acted a little bit different, then maybe they would have as well. And so that's just what I wanted to share about safety. I'm grateful to be in an environment there where I don't have to worry about it. There's no precedence of people walking in trying to fight people or throwing their car through the front door or anything like that. But for the most part of my agency, it's just very safe. I have no problems whatsoever, no hesitations. But I did get an email, and I'm going to close with this. I got an email there today, and it said to everybody in the agency, "Hey guys, there's been some people hanging around the parking lot in the evening. Make sure that you're keeping your eye out where you're going." Now, I live in Las Vegas. It's sunny. It's sunny. It's hot. The days are long, just like most places. But it's going to be dark here pretty soon, and so I just said, I emailed everybody and just said, listen, if you need an escort out to your car on the nights that I'm here, easy peasy, just ask. And so I would just ask that we just start, be a little more vigilant about kind of what's going on around us, and just understand clients and try to appreciate some of the stressors that they're under. And I'll leave you guys with that, and hope everybody's having a great, safe week. Take it easy, guys. Bye.